Square Enix in a 40-minute presents in which discuss things that we both care about and mostly don't give a shit at all. At least for the two of us. Just the two of us.
We can make it if we try.
Copyright.
This is the Gamers 2 podcast. I was going to start to sing it to the same thing, and I was like, I don't feel it.
I thought you were going for, this is a story of a girl.
I know, it kind of did sound that way.
Yeah.
Anyways, Gamers 2 podcast, your weekly roundup of news and commentary related to the video game industry.
Who cried a river and drowned low?
And anything else that might pique our interest, like singing songs.
Like, my voice sucks for singing, as far as my own tone-deaf ear would tell you. But lately, the amount of times that I've just had people singing in Raid, been entertaining. And nobody's ever saying words. We mostly sing. It's like if you ever hear an automaton playing songs. It's basically us just recreating automaton sounds. It's a fun time.
Maybe there's some weird link because of like COVID and like people haven't been able to go and see like concerts and music and stuff like that. They're like,
yeah, there's no getting drunk at a bar and throwing your arm around somebody else's shoulder while you all sing Sweet Caroline to each other because you're drunk in Boston and no one knows any other song.
Exactly.
Never experienced it.
So my new working theory is that post-COVID, karaoke bars are going to be a huge thing.
Ooh, talk about places I will never go. You are less likely, in terms of places I've, one, never gone, and two, don't plan on going, you are less likely to find me in a karaoke bar than a strip club. That might not sound surprising like when you think of it, but I've been to neither and don't plan on going to either.
Interesting.
I have no plan to go to either of them. Why would I?
All right, so
I know what you're gonna say. We've gone over this before.
Well, no, I was gonna say something else. I was gonna be like,
Oh.
all right, I gotta find a girl who's attractive, and then I gotta have her ask you out on a date to a karaoke bar.
Oh, to a karaoke bar. I was gonna say to a strip club. I don't know which one you're going for. She's gonna have to be hell of attractive, and not just that be her only quality.
Bold statement. We'll test it.
Listen, I'm not saying my willpower is the strongest in the world. I'm just saying, in order to get me to do something I'm entirely uncomfortable with, just because I don't think I would want to be singing in a karaoke bar, they would have to be like I'm willing to risk and do very stupid things.
Group setting. Does that make it better or worse?
Potentially better. If it was like, say it was all of us, right?
Okay.
Me, you, Dewey, and everybody else just kind of hanging out, and we're just randomly doing karaoke, I don't think I would ever still want to be the one that's doing the karaoke song, but I would have a hard time not from the crowd just participating.
Mm-hmm.
So I do the same thing with charades. I don't want to be the person ever, or Pictionary. Pictionary because I can't draw, but charades mostly. I don't ever want to be the person acting it out because I don't know, I can't. I don't think that way to like get what you're trying to do, but I can guess all day. We've already derailed way further than we wanted to after we said we have nothing to tangent on.
And we have a ton of news.
So let's get to new releases.
Yeah. New releases.
Number 1, The Elder Scrolls Online Flames of Ambition DLC for the PS4 and Xbox One. Number 2, Fortnite Season 6 officially exists. Number 3, Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning for the Switch, which is probably the best thing it runs on. Number 4, Monster Truck Championship for the PS5 and Xbox Series X, this time the US release.
Whoa.
Which is, I think, the one where it has more effect than the EU release. Number 5, Mundawn for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Number 6, Samurai Showdown for the Xbox Series X. Number 7, Stubbs the Zombie Rebel Without a Pulse for the Switch. Number 8, The Outer Worlds Murder on Eridanos for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Number 9, Cartel Tycoon. I am going to hype this up. Cartel Tycoon. I spent way too much time in the demo.
Damn.
I don't know how long they expected the demo to be, but I sat down during this Steam Game Festival last June. I sat down. I was like, I'm gonna play some Cartel Tycoon. As I was trying a bunch of demos. I think I played it for 3 some odd to 4 hours, and after I realized about 2 hours in, there was nothing more to the demo except repeating what I was already doing.
That reminds me, not on this list, kind of a little bit of a sidetrack. I think it's getting added to Game Pass, or is already added to Game Pass. Empire of
Sin.
Bingo. Did you ever end up playing that?
On the Switch.
On the Switch.
Haven't played much, but I've played some. I think I would like it a ton better on the PC. But it is quite in-depth. There's a lot going on.
Interesting.
Yes.
Might check that out, since I accidentally have another month of Game Pass.
Yeah, then you should definitely accidentally check out Empire of Sin. Number 10, Dark Complete Edition for the Switch. Number 11, Marvel's Avengers for the PS5 and Xbox Series X. Excuse me. Number 12, Pile Up Box by Box for the PC. Number 13, Can't Drive This for the PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. Never mind. And number 14, Plants vs. Zombies, A Battle for Neighborville is officially now on the Switch.
I feel like that game's released like 8 times.
And?
That's fair. How you feeling?
Evens.
You on evens?
I'm feeling even.
All right.
I'm feeling quite even. Steven.
I'm always feeling odd, so it all makes sense.
If we go with reality, I don't need to feel odd. I just am odd.
All right, number 1, Square Enix held their 40-minute-long Square Enix Presents. Here is the overview. Life is Strange True Colors will launch September 10th on Google Stadia, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. I'm assuming that includes S, but I don't know.
I don't know, because that's the part that gave me pause beforehand, where Can't Drive This was on PC, PS5, but not Series X. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing anymore.
It's all a mess now. The sequel to 2019's Life is Strange 2, True Colors, will pull back from its predecessor's episodic format and release its full story on the same date. Life is Strange True Colors will star Erica Mori as Alex Chen, a young Asian American woman with psychic powers who moves to Colorado to discover the truth behind what happened to her brother Gabe. Don't Nod Entertainment's original graphic adventure.
I like who just want to. Oh, I guess the next one is more Life is Strange. Okay.
Yep. Don't Nod Entertainment's original graphic adventure 2015's Life is Strange will be remastered for new consoles, as will its 3-episode prequel, Life is Strange Before the Storm, by Deck 9. Both games will be included in the Ultimate Edition release of Life is Strange True Colors on September 10th, and as standalone purchases later this year. Life is Strange. Never got on that bandwagon. I don't know. Is there a bandwagon for that one? I feel like there is.
I don't know if there's a bandwagon, but I feel like I might be wrong about this, but I don't think it's pulling in anybody new. I think you either jumped on then, or you didn't. I don't think there was much in between.
Maybe like a cult following status type thing?
Kind of, I think, at this point. Like, I had... If you weren't already in the universe, I don't know why you would go into it now.
Yeah. I mean, it's a niche.
Yeah, I've never given a shit. They never enticed me. But I know some people are like, they're such good narratives. And I'm like, good for you, and I don't believe you.
Project Athia has a title, Forspoken. The action-adventure stars Ella Balinska? Is that how you said that? I can't remember how she...
Works for me.
Yeah. I don't know who that
Sorry,
is.
Ella. We heard you say it earlier, and we forget.
Yeah. She stars as the protagonist, Frey Holland, facing off against dragons and other colossal beasts in an untamed land. Forspoken will be a PlayStation 5 console exclusive when it launches in 2022, and it's coming to Windows PC.
Looks
Interesting.
Good. I'm curious on multiple fronts of this mic stand and other things.
Yeah, these things are getting tossed at some point in the near future.
Yeah, there's a solid chance that like this gets yanked. This one comes down here, and I buy just a table thing and set it over here. I'm steps away because like as much as I like this, it ain't doing anything for me. It doesn't need to be there. Anyway, once again, studio talk. Nothing that you guys can see, so it won't matter.
Maybe someday. Anyway,
yeah, good joke. good joke, Matt. I'm curious on like fight style.
Yeah, we didn't really see too much combat.
There was no UI. There were some moves, but I was like, I don't know how those are happening. Is it, I know it says it's not, or it doesn't say anything about being turn-based or open world or whatever, but I want to see more of it.
Yeah.
Because it does visually look good.
Yeah, that's what grabbed me was the AAA graphics and the movement. The movement speed and style that kind of looked fun.
Yes,
to move around.
Yeah, the like blinks and dashes and stuff like that.
Yeah. Outriders is coming out on April 1st.
Good joke. There's so many things, by the way, happening April 1st.
Yeah, I thought that was strange.
There's a lot of things happening April 1st, and every time I have to stop myself, even though I just did it, from going, good joke. Like, yeah, MLB season starts April 1st, bunch of games coming out, movies coming out, deadlines happening, and I'm just like,
for some reason, it always makes me nervous when things are supposed to happen on April 1st.
I just assume they all mean the second.
That would be funny.
So there's a bunch of deadlines I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to hit that are April 1st, and I'm like, you mean the second?
That's good. Outriders is coming out on April 1st and will be on Game Pass the same day. And apparently just on consoles. So no Game Pass on PC.
I believe that's true.
Okay.
I've played the demo on PC for 2.5 to 3 hours or so.
Mm-hmm.
I played as one of the classes. There were 4. I played as the... Oh, God, I don't remember the name of it because I played it weeks ago. The fire one. There's a fire one.
Yeah, this is all foreign language.
I know this is foreign. It was like a fire class. Your idea was that you were mid-range. There was a long-range support. There was the tank. And then there was your melee DPS, your assassin. I was the mid-range caster, I guess.
Okay.
But the way that it worked was that you spent health to cast spells.
Okay.
I'd say spells. I don't know. They're not really called. You spent health to use your abilities, I guess. And if something died under the effect of your ability, or there were multiple different ways to gain health back, but like the only way you gained health back was things died with your ability on them, type of thing. So you healed by doing damage, and I was like, it's an interesting mechanic, but it feels clunky to me. And there were a lot of Destiny vibes happening. A lot of the gearing and abilities and stuff like that. I was like, I'm getting a slightly more in-depth Destiny feeling, at least Destiny at launch type feelings. And the one thing that stopped me from playing it, I was no longer seeing or hearing enemy bullets. So I reloaded. Problem persisted. I tried a different character, assuming my one character was just broken. Tried a different character, problem persisted, and I went, okay, I'm good. But that's all demo, so that might not be there in the release game. But it was like, I would stand out in the open, and my health is just dropping. And I was like, is there something in me that an ability I wasn't aware of, where it's like I take just constant damage unless which is like a way of forcing you to do damage type of thing, where I'm forever ticking down health until I go kill something, and then that's how I gain my health back up, and it's something similar to that. So I looked through everything, I'm like, that doesn't say anything. So I put myself in a place with enemies, and I'm standing there, and I watch the enemy pop over the wall, and there's no sounds, but they're clearly popped over the wall. There's clearly a shooting animation happening, and I'm just getting chunked in health. But there's no sound, so I'm like, how am I supposed to know I'm getting shot at all? And I was just like, all right, well, you know. I think the gameplay's fun. I think it has potential. I just don't know how long it'll last. I don't know its 6-month window.
All right.
Like, in the fall, when the fall happens, would you say, 6 months, that puts us in October. When that happens, can it sustain holiday? I don't know.
All right, so Outriders is on notice. So, might be a flop. Anyways, they showed Balan Wonderworld.
Yep.
Marvel Avengers got a DLC reveal, War for Wakanda. And there was a trailer for the Hawkeye DLC that came out this week.
Yep, still exists. Believe it or not. We're talking about another game's 6-month life cycle.
Yeah. I don't know about this.
Oh, I made it worse.
A 3-game Tomb Raider Definitive Survivor Trilogy bundle comprising of Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider is available now on the PlayStation Store and Microsoft Store. It's $20, but it will go up to $50 in 2 weeks. So I guess if you
to be fair,
want those,
baller deal.
Yeah.
And 3 good games.
Yeah. And finally, well, we got 2 things, I guess, so it's not finally. Just Cause Mobile is a thing. They showed that.
We knew it was. That was from before.
And then Space Invaders AR is a thing. So we don't know what it is necessarily, but apparently it's something.
I'm assuming it's going to be... I mean, the trailer was just literally the Space Invaders logo everywhere in the world. I'm assuming it's going to be you have to look at a flat surface, and then you can just play Space Invaders on whatever flat surface type of thing, including like if you looked at a skyscraper, you can probably play Space Invaders on a skyscraper type of move. But
that is cool. That trailer was way overhyped. If that's the case,
the trailer for Space Invaders. Yeah. I don't even know about way overhype. It was everybody knows what Space Invaders is, I would think.
Yeah.
But it was a trailer the likes of like AR Pac-Man levels would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Or like Mario, like something iconic that literally no one could look at and question what is it.
Yeah.
And it's just getting placed. I was like, all right. Anyway, that was the thing.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see what it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see more.
Number 2, Star Citizen has earned more than $350 million, according to the latest data from Cloud Imperium Games. As a reminder, Star Citizen has been in development for 10 years. The single-player spin-off, Squadron 42, which has been sold separately since 2016, does not yet have a release date either.
$350 million. Not even out yet. Crazy.
How much money does GTA Online make? How close are we? And that exists?
I just don't know about this.
No matter what, whenever it gets announced at any given point, for an actual set release date, not a part of a thing, whatever, a straight up full-blown release of the entire game is going to crash and burn so unbelievably hard. I predict.
Yeah.
It will never live up to its own hype. It can't.
I mean, it's playable, I guess portions. I don't know, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's playable. I feel like they should just say it's a live service game at this point and just run with it. But I don't want to give them any ideas.
I don't even know of anybody playing it. Nobody I know is playing it.
I know someone who was playing it, did play it. I don't know.
I potentially know the same person because they love to jump in on space things that they overhype themselves, last for about 5 minutes, and then I don't give a shit anymore. I'm assuming it's the same person.
Maybe. Number 3.
Survey says.
Electronic Arts has confirmed allegations of FIFA Ultimate Team cards being illicitly sold to players. Quote, it appears that one or more EA accounts which were either compromised or being used inappropriately by someone within EA directly entitled items to these individual accounts. End quote. The investigation is still ongoing. Once it is complete, EA says it will, quote, take action, end quote, against any employee who was involved, remove any items illegally granted to accounts from the FIFA Ultimate Team ecosystem, and permanently ban any player who have purchased them through these means. So that investigation that we talked about last week apparently was
Legit.
It's
funny that they say that they're going to remove, I should probably stop resting on my hand, remove any illegally granted, or, hold on, any items illegally granted through those means, and I'm like, I mean, you can, but just ban the account. That would in theory.
Yeah, which they say they're going to ban the account.
They're going to do it anyway, so just do that. If you just straight up ban the account and they can't sell the item, then the item's trapped there. It's the equivalent of deleting it. Save yourself some time.
Yeah. Maybe they have that in there in case that account then transferred to someone else. I don't know if you can do that,
but even if you could, the account would still be that would still be banned.
Yeah.
So even if they transferred it, they still couldn't do anything. They'd be banned.
Yeah. I'm saying if they gave it to another account, like they received it and then gave it to someone else or whatever.
The only way you can do that is via the marketplace, and you have to actually sell.
Okay.
So you can't guarantee that it would go to another person. Mm-hmm. You can manipulate to an extent, but you can't guarantee because there's enough people watching all at the same time. So even if you put it up for dirt cheap,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
And you're like, all right, I'm putting it up in 3, 2, 1. You have to hope that their list populates fast enough with your exact price, and they can get it before somebody else sees it and does the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm saying,
but
though,
yes, then
even if they sold it legitimately,
type of thing. Yeah. I guess that's true. That does make sense. Yeah. Number 4, Taiwanese developer Red Candle Games announced via Twitter it has opened an eShop via its own website and will sell copies of Devotion directly to players. Devotion is the game that was removed from Steam in 2019 after the game came under fire for mocking the president of China.
Talked about this one a couple weeks ago, I think.
Them.
What's that?
I said, how Taiwan of them.
Oh, yeah. Taiwan being Taiwan.
We're still going to do this. Fuck you.
Fuck China.
Respect it. Especially because China would rather they didn't exist. So.
Yeah. Number 5. This is a long one. Sony is discontinuing the PlayStation Communities feature for PS4 in April. I'm assuming April 1st.
We're moving to the PS5. Here we go.
No more communities. Not that anyone ever used them.
Yeah, I was going to say, I never did.
Nope. Didn't even look at it.
Number 6, Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment has delayed the Batman spin-off Gotham Knights into 2022. Quote, we are giving the game more time to deliver the best possible experience for the player, end quote.
There's a word missing there.
Yeah, there is. Okay, I didn't actually think this game was coming out this year, so yeah. I never believe at this point any person that said, or any company that comes out and says the game is coming in blank year if it's within 3 years of the announcement.
I'm wondering if anyone's tracking it. I kind of wish someone was.
The amount of times that's happened.
Yeah, so at the end of the year we got a percentage of
Yeah. It just for good basis, anytime something comes out in less than a 3-year window and says we're coming out, blah blah blah. Nope, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
It's very much the is it Cersei meme? The how are you though?
Oh, that's
Daenerys?
yes,
Daenerys.
Dragon Lady there.
Yeah, yeah. Where she's just doing the squinting of like, but are you though?
Yeah. Where were we? 7. Rockstar Games has paid a modder $10,000 for identifying a way to make Grand Theft Auto Online load significantly faster. The modder, who goes by the handle, do you think that's Toast or Tossed? Or
I like the second one.
Tossed? Okay. I'm gonna go with Tossed. When I was doing this, I spent way too much time thinking about that.
Oh, toast versus toss?
Yeah.
What if it was to zerost?
I think it's Toast. T-O-st. Toast. It's toast. Right?
I mean, it's a 0, so which letter do we want to go with?
I don't know. Now I'm confused. See, this is what happened to me.
Do you say out or oat? It all depends on who wants to do what. Singular O's. Just go whatever you want, but it's T0ST.
The modder recently posted their discovery of a single thread CPU bottleneck that occurs in the PC version of the multiplayer mode. They created a fix they claim enables the game to load 70% faster and included a message for Rockstar advising that the issue, quote, shouldn't take more than a day for a single dev to solve, end quote. That's like, I love that shade.
Oh, yeah.
Rockstar has confirmed not only that this works, but that it will release an official fix in a future update for the game. Quote, as a result of these investigations, we have made some changes that will be implemented in a forthcoming title update. According to Toast T0ST's update to his original post, Rockstar awarded him $10,000 as part of its bug bounty program. We are in agreement that $10,000 is not nearly enough.
No, not even close. Add at least another 0.
Yeah.
And I know people would be like, oh, you found it. Yes. That game's been out since 2013. 2012, specifically.
2012, 2013, whatever you want to say.
12, because it was on old consoles, then ported to
How
13.
many millions, tens of millions of copies have sold? People have played it. Hours have been played. And this guy found a solution. We all know the irritations, the meme of GTA Online load times.
Do you remember Dewey trying to get back in for the heist?
Yes.
And we're
We
like,
know.
all right,
we
cool.
all know the pain.
We're all like, all right, yeah, we'll play GTA tonight. And Dewey's like, I got to re-download it. And we're like, all right. Well, after you re-download the 95 gigs and then potentially can spend the 45 minutes to log in, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. So we're starting tomorrow? Yeah.
Yeah, so all those years, all those times, and this is just assuming that for the however many millions of copies played, that each person logged onto online at least once, meaning they had to suffer through that delay, is terrifying.
Yeah.
And also, it's always entertaining when you just get it should take somebody about one day to just
one dev,
sit down and fix
one
this.
day to fix, and almost universally 70% of the load time is gone.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Here, let us just take this and... Number 8. Almost forgot which one I was on for a second. Number 8, 2K, and by association, Take-Two, announced the acquisition of PGA Tour 2K21 developer HB Studios, along with a long-term exclusive partnership with Tiger Woods. Tiger is giving exclusive rights to his name and likeness in video games to 2K Sports. He is also taking an executive director credit on the game and serving as a consultant for the development team. Welcome back, Tiger Woods, PGA Golf 2022.
This is the one. I'm hyped.
But are you, though? Because if we remember all the problems with the 2K one, they had about 3 courses, 3 licensed golfers, And that's where it stopped.
Yes, but they bought the developer who made PGA Tour.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they have the license. They need
matter.
to get the full PGA Tour license, make all the courses, make all the golfers. Give me a good customization.
We'll come back
option.
to this. I made a goof. I think at some point here. No, wait, no, I didn't. Okay. I'm hyped for it, regardless.
Well, I mean, we're down for a golf game. The same reason we're down for when Mario Golf comes back out and we sit here and drink and play Mario Golf when you have to escape a child.
Yeah, I think
And your wife tries to kill me.
she'll be so enamored. I won't even exist anymore.
I say, imagine those Fridays where you go, all right, I'll see you later. And she's like, yeah, whatever, get out. I don't care.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Friends coming over, giving you the middle finger, running right for the baby.
I'm hyped just because of nostalgia of, like, you know, generally Tiger Woods golf games were thought of better.
Fond memories.
Yeah. Number 9. Jade Raymond has formed a new independent development. What?
Nothing. Jade Raymond in a new studio.
I know, right?
Name a better marriage. It's not hard.
Jade Raymond has formed a new independent development team called Haven Entertainment Studios, based in Montreal, Canada. Kind of like said that weird. The studio and its first game has received funding from Sony. The debut title will be an original IP for PlayStation. According to Sony, the new studio is named Haven because its games, quote, will serve as havens for players, end quote, a concept that extends the team itself, quote, which will champion transparency and mutual respect, end quote. What's that even mean?
The only thing there's two different things it could mean from the player angle, right? Either the diversity and transparency thing where everybody's accepted, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
All the same things that have been the whole things that have been preached the last however many years.
Yes.
But ramped up in the last year.
Yes.
Or it's going to mean a soul-sucking life pit. Like WoW is a haven because it claims your soul.
Okay, I like where you're going with this.
Destiny is a haven because it claims you.
I like that angle because now
like
in
live service games just claws into the back of you and just hanging on.
I like that. I like that angle because in my mind now, when I see Jade Raymond, I think of a dead albatross. Do you remember the short story? You probably read it. The whole albatross thing, where, you know, an albatross following a boat or whatever, a ship is supposed to be good luck, but if you kill the albatross, you're basically fucked. Yeah.
Okay.
Bad luck forever.
All right. Yeah.
Ruins everything.
Yeah. Now Jade,
no matter where you go,
Jade is that albatross.
I feel like she might be the albatross, the dead albatross.
Well, she's not. Oh God, what's the other woman's name?
Are we talking about the writer?
Amy Hennig.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is also a dead albatross.
Yes. Which is sad because,
not
like,
more so.
Yeah. Which it's not to say that, like, Amy Hennig and Jade Raymond are extremely talented.
No,
and have made good games.
Because they have.
I think it's just one of those things now where, like, maybe they have a factor in it.
Everything they touch dies.
Yeah.
They have
Stadia.
Midas's touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the champion transparency and mutual respect angle is definitely the inclusivity thing that has been ramping up. And a mix with transparency and mutual respect is almost a shot directly at Google. For, if you remember when the Stadia thing ended, they had the conversation about how, what was it, a week before or something?
Yeah, they're like, oh, we totally support you.
Yeah, everything's going great. You guys are doing everything good. Don't worry about any of the rumors. Like, nothing's true, yada, yada. And then a week later, they're like, and by the way, everybody take your cardboard boxes and fuck off.
Yeah. Sony's done this a couple times where they've, instead of like owning the studio or making a new studio or
second partying.
Yeah, doing a second party deal.
Yeah.
But then I guess that's kind of like one of their things.
It is. It is very. They're not the Microsoft that we're going to buy a bunch of studios.
They're kind of more strategic where they'll fund it. If it does well, you do a couple good games, then they're like,
you still make money on the back end, but
and then if they really like you, they'll just be like, all right, we'll make you a first.
But if you do bad, we cut you loose. See you later.
Yeah, not our problem.
I've never heard of them. Don't know who they are. It's interesting though, still, because it's Jade, and there's just so many. You're just like,
we'll see.
Albatross. But yeah, I do like the haven for players angle, where it's just going to attempt to be the one thing Sony doesn't have, like directly of theirs, is a soul-sucking, time-sinking game. Because they currently excel at single-player experiences that are finite in value. But what if they didn't?
I think you're on something there. In general. I mean, maybe not specifically with this studio, but like in general.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I don't think that's I don't think that's any bold take.
Yeah, but like
that's just an observation of what do they have, what do they need.
Yeah, which I would not be surprised if that was the focus in the next couple of years.
I can very much see them trying to find that something. Or at least a version of it to then improve upon, because they still have no version of that.
Yeah. Yep.
Number 10. Google is lowering its cut of small developer revenues from the Google Play storefront. They are mirroring Apple's move from last November, where they are taking 15% instead of the usual 30% for the first $1 million of revenue annually.
So thrilling.
Yeah. Woo! I mean, it's a good move, but like...
Yeah. Corporate's gonna corporate.
Yep. They gonna get the money one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they beat it out of you or otherwise.
Number 11. Wait a second.
Yep.
Let me think about this.
Okay.
Never mind. All right. Number 11. Activision Blizzard laid off around 50 people this week, as reported by Bloomberg and Sports Business Journal. The cuts are said to be coming primarily from the publisher's live events and esports businesses. Activision Blizzard is making preparations for another round of layoffs in the last half of the year. Sources with knowledge of the situation told GameIndustry.biz that the company is closing its publishing offices in Europe.
Oh no, I'm so surprised, and I could have never seen this coming.
Oh no.
Did people think they were going to survive? Don't get me wrong. Does this suck? Yeah, of course. But, like, they killed Heroes. Overwatch League is nowhere near as popular as it once was. Hearthstone was, like, one of the only things that was consistently competitive. WoW's numbers aren't great.
Yep. Overwatch is down.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's not anywhere near as watched as it was the first time.
All right, I get what you're saying.
That it was on. Other shooters have already taken over its place that it offered. It might be different come Overwatch 2, but like I don't know if the competitive scene for that will ever necessarily recover to a level that it once was, I guess.
Yeah. Activision Blizzard's in like a weird... I really dislike that Activision Blizzard are one company.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because...
Oh, don't forget they bought MLG.
The two halves are in totally like... They're just so totally different.
Yep.
And they're in two totally different places. It's just bizarre.
In other news about them, though, Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick, fucking Bobby, is reportedly due to receive a $200 million payout. The CTW investment group claims Activision's success over the past year has triggered the shareholder value creative incentive clause. That's a hell of a clause name.
I like it.
Of Kotick's employment agreement, since Activision's stock price has doubled since Kotick's employment agreement went into effect in 2016. He is entitled to all the bonuses he missed in previous years, even if this was due to failing to meet performance targets. According to CTW's calculations, this can be up to $200 million. But also, fuck those people.
Yeah,
really bad look.
That's my thing.
A $30 million salary with a $200 million, up to $200 million bonus, and we're firing 50 people.
And they had literally their best year ever.
And we're firing more people later this year.
Yeah.
Or sorry, laying them off.
Which, I get it. They're a giant company. They don't do...
Business is going to business.
Yeah, like they're going to fire people over here, and they're going to hire people over here. And that's just how it is. That's how these companies roll. Because that's more cost effective for them than taking these people and being like, all right, where can we move you in the company? Can you do these things over here? Yes? All right, we're going to put you over here then. They ain't got time for that. They ain't got money for that.
Ain't nobody.
Theoretically.
Got time for that.
But, it's just not a good look. Not a good look.
No, and it's... The $200 million bonus is not the good look.
No.
Like, sure, laying off 50 people is bad. Is really bad. But then also going, and by the way, because our performance numbers were so good, our CEO gets plus $200 million.
That's a lot of money. I really appreciate this CTW. I can't remember what it stands for, but the CTW investment group. It's this. I don't know if you remember, but a while ago we did a story about how this same group was basically saying that he makes too much money.
Oh, okay.
And they've been like championing this. Like they have not let up. They're constantly just like, this motherfucker, you're paying him too much.
Yeah. Just drive that point home.
Yeah, they're constantly like harassing shareholders of Activision Blizzard about this. All right, where am I at here? 13. EA Play has come to PC for Xbox Game Pass members as of yesterday.
Cool.
The 18th of March.
Just a reminder, it's not the full EA Play.
That's true.
Always the part that people seem to forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, don't get me wrong, it's a good addition, but it's not the full thing, so it just means you get trials.
You get trials, 10, is it 10 hours?
Yeah.
10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But you can keep your progress.
Yes. Number 14, Embracer Group, the parent of THQ Nordic. Hey, THQ. Been a while since we had a THQ Nordic story.
We're going to have a lot more.
And Coke Media? Coke Media?
Coke.
Coke Media. Never remember.
I go with Coke because that's how you... The Koch brothers there.
Yeah.
They're spelled the same way.
Would have been confused as well.
Yeah.
Also because there's... never mind, that's not even all related, but it just made me think of it. So the parent of THQ Nordic and Koch Media, Embracer Group, has raised over $890 million to buy more stuff. Embracer Group said it is looking to acquire new publishers, developers, and, quote, other assets, the latter potentially meaning more IP, having purchased the rights to dozens of game franchises in the past. So whatever they don't currently own, they're going to go buy. Somewhat related, but not really, Starbreeze has signed a $50 million deal with Koch Media to fund Payday 3, which is expected to launch in 2023, now that it has been fully financed. So, like 2024.
Yep.
Or 5. They made the mistake of announcing a year within 3 years, so we're going to push that right now.
I just love this tactic.
THQ's like, fuck it, just keep buying. I don't care. Or I guess technically Embracer Group is like, sure, yeah, no, just keep going.
They own so much shit, and then they're like $890 million. That's so much money.
And we're going to go buy more.
They could buy so much shit with that.
I just like that they're like, I want it all.
Oh my god!
What do we not own? What do we not own that the bigger players don't own? Okay, we're gonna go buy that.
I'm trying to think of
the
something.
Embracer Group. If they could have, Embracer Group would have bought Bethesda and ZeniMax.
Yeah,
110% they would have bought that, and I think that would have been hysterical if you had THQ Nordic publishing Bethesda games. Just think about that sentence.
What
They're gonna revive Midway. We're a step away from them reviving Midway.
What could they buy though? Like what's Sega?
Konami.
Well, I think Konami's actually worth a good amount of money because they have all the fucking casino games in Japan and stuff.
890 million. I don't give a shit.
Or maybe they just buy their game.
Just the game division and be like,
Yeah.
The rights to like Metal Gear.
That would be a fucking
Dreamcast.
That'd be an
That goes with
interesting-
Sega, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
What if they were just revived Midway? Like,
I mean,
straight up.
Not a bad play either, but
Or they buy
depending.
Ubisoft. They try to hostile take over Ubisoft. What if they bought Vivendi?
I think they.
What if they managed to hostile take over a hostile takeover company? Like, oh, you played yourselves.
you played. I'm trying to think of like just something completely outlandish that they could like potentially. I can't think of anything though, but whatever. Not
2K.
over it. Yeah, 2K would be a good
Well,
one.
Take Two, I guess.
I don't know if they have that much money. Take
Well,
Two would.
They would have to buy 2K from Take Two.
Yeah.
EA.
Square. I can never tell like if
Square's so weird in
Yeah.
yeah. Every indie developer they can think of.
Yeah, that's probably more likely what's going to happen. We're going to have this like weird wave of consolidation.
Bandai Namco.
It's going to be like a three-way fight now between like Microsoft, to a lesser extent Sony, and Embracer Group.
Yeah, and somehow Embracer Group. Yeah, we're gonna ignore Nintendo and Take Two and like the other giants of the thing, but we're gonna mention Embracer Group. No, I know why, but we're gonna mention Embracer Group, which has the meme of THQ.
I know, right? That's the wacky shit. Because like Take Two and Tencent, like they invest. They don't necessarily outright and buy. They invest, and then Nintendo's just like fucking off in the corner. They don't buy.
You know
anything.
who would have been a purchase for them? Codemasters.
Yeah.
Codemasters 100% would have been a purchase for them.
Yep. Which
maybe they buy Bungie.
I think that'd be too much. Bungie's too much money.
Bungie's on their own.
Yeah, but
Bungie needs help. Bungie's on their own.
Bungie, I think, is still worth too much though. They'd have to take
that,
like a 49% stake in it.
You say that, but at the same time, Bungie's a step away from tanking its own ability.
Yeah, I agree.
They just moved into a shopping mall and opened a European division.
I totally agree.
What's in Europe? Nordic people. THQ, Nordic European division. It's a match made in heaven, Matt.
Maybe. I just think they're worth more than $890 million.
I didn't say they were going to spend all of that on them. Just $90 million, maybe.
No, I'm saying I think Bungie's worth more than $890 million.
I know what you said.
Okay. All right.
You think Bungie's surviving on that Stadia money for that much longer? No. They got to keep their servers running.
I don't disagree. So you're saying they'll invest in Bungie, or you're saying they're going to outright buy
They
Bungie?
start with an investment in Bungie.
See, I think that's more likely. That's what I'm saying, like a 49% stake.
Yeah. And then just flip it to 51 when they get bored one day.
Yeah. Exactly.
They're just like, it's like Tuesday. I don't know. What do you guys want to? You guys want to flip like 2% more to Bungie and just like fuck some shit up for the week? All right, let's do that.
Number 15.
Warframe.
What?
The Warframe devs.
Didn't
maybe?
someone just buy them?
Yeah. I keep forgetting. I'm trying to think of like other things that
That's the
aren't.
problem. Is there's this weird like consolidation wave going on
Yeah.
where everyone's just buying everyone else.
I was gonna say Chucklefish, but they might already own them.
Well, I mean, we're probably not going to have to wait too long because they're just going to go on a spree.
Yeah, it'll be June, and we'll be like, well, there's nobody left.
The buying wars are over. Number 15.
We're doing the show in rags, like I survived the buying wars.
Eating
we
rations.
somehow didn't get bought by Embracer Group.
Tencent, Sony, and Square Enix has invested in a cloud gaming company called I can't remember how to pronounce this. Called Ubitus. Ubitus. That's all, folks. Ubitus. I'm gonna go with Ubitus. The company.
You bid us?
You bid us. There we go. You bid us. That's what it is now. The company, which operates a GPU virtualization technology and cloud streaming platform, will use the cash to grow its business by pursuing AR and VR support and developing technology that can harness the benefits of 5G networks. This is a weird one. I saw it randomly, and I was like, that's interesting.
They
What's
made
the
smart.
angle?
They just made the smart choice to just invest in it.
You think they're just like putting some peanuts in all the baskets? I don't know what that reference is. Putting some eggs in all the baskets.
Yeah, that one is more what.
Putting some peanuts in all the bags.
I mean, yes. Also, yes. How many peanuts do you buy in bags?
I don't know, man.
When was the last time you were at a fair and you got roasted peanuts? Because here's my answer: never.
You're missing out.
No, I'm
Renaissance Fair, get some of those roasted nuts. They're really fucking good.
not. Dude, I'm not a nut person. That's the problem.
That's
Roasted or not, not a fan.
I'm generally I'm not seeking out nuts. But you go to the Renaissance Fair, you're walking around. The smell is really nice.
I will say the smell is nice, but it's usually because it's
then
not just a roasted nut. There's always a flavor.
Yeah.
Something
it's
is
like brown sugar, cinnamon,
Yeah.
like something like that.
Oh, and heaven forbid I wouldn't just eat a bag of brown sugar if you handed it to me with a spoon, because I'm a psychopath.
Yeah. And the guy's walking around, he's making funny puns like, put my hot nuts in your mouth.
Oh, so you just take a little bit of a joke and boom, mats get whisked away.
Yeah. I give him the money, I eat the nuts, I'm satisfied, I'm happy. Oh my God, there's a turkey leg, now I need one of those.
Also, never understand the obsession with those, but
It's just, you're in the moment, you got to do it.
I know you're in the moment, but you
Steak
don't
on
have
a
to
stick,
do it.
I want that now.
Steak on a stick, I will 100%
3-layer
take.
giant chocolate cake, why the hell not?
All
Stick
this-
it in my face hole.
All of these things sound great, except for the first two things you mentioned, which got you there. The smell, I agree with, but also if it's brown sugar, just hand me the bag. I say thank you, sir.
I'll start doing some lines.
I'll pay you the same amount for the dime bag of brown sugar than I would have for the bag of your nuts. At the same time, turkey legs are a bitch and a half to eat.
That's true. And they're usually just dry, like they're cooked too
Right.
long. They're dry.
They're dry, but they're also just drumsticks as a thing to eat are just a pain in the ass and not worth my time.
All right. I get you.
Steak on a stick all day.
Yeah, I get you.
Cake, sure. Would I just start with that word, and then I don't care what you put after it? I'll probably still have some.
All right.
I'm just saying.
At least we came to some common ground here. Okay.
That's the first time in a while. Number 16. In a move that Embracer Group couldn't move fast enough to do themselves, Sony Interactive Entertainment has acquired the Evolution Championship Series alongside a new esports company called RTS. Better known as EVO, the fighting game tournament is a major event in the calendar for fans of games like Smash Bros., Street Fighter, Tekken, and Mortal Kombat. Sony has acquired the business alongside RTS, which is a new venture from esports agency Endeavor.
I'm not going to lie. I have no idea what RTS is, and I did not try very hard to find out.
Nope, I only know EVO.
Okay.
I'm going to go
Is
with
this a weird move for them?
It is. It is.
I thought so too. They don't. Do they have a fighting game? Other than, was it All Stars? Something All Stars?
Oh, PlayStation All Stars?
Yeah.
No. And even that game doesn't exist anymore.
So why buy a fighting series?
Money. Business move.
That's weird.
Sony presents Evo. You just do that, and you let Evo still do what Evo does.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just weird because normally Sony's like, at least recently, as in like the past like decade or two, they've been all about trimming the fat out of the business. Like, we don't want nothing that isn't like obscenely profitable.
It's a mix of that, but also remember that we just brought up a Jade Raymond studio earlier, so they're kind of just
okay.
We've mentioned them buying three things: Jade Raymond, investing in the VR thing, and now they're here.
Think they're a little Microsoft scare going on,
and we're about to cover a VR thing. So like we got a bunch of that. It's slightly a Microsoft scare, and it's we can, as much as they're buying it, I think it's a buy, but more like an invest move where like, yes, we own you, but also just do what you're going to do. We will just have final say on certain things.
Okay.
Like, I don't think Sony's about to come in and try to run Evo because I don't think they know what they want to do. Where Evo's like, if we just keep running as Evo and you own us, that's fine.
All right. We'll see, I guess.
Like, I don't think it's the last comparison I can think of is like when Activision Blizzard bought MLG. And then MLG died.
MLG. I remember MLG. CS tournaments.
Halo days.
CS 1.6.
Yeah. Halo days and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, I believe. I competed in some game battles.
Pro.
Not really, because you can compete in game battles at any rank.
Pro.
Just by existing.
No, you're pro.
The problem is I didn't have a capture card, so I couldn't accuse the other team of cheating like I needed to do.
All right, well, we all learned
no grenade launchers, no claymores. Died to both of them.
They got you.
They cheated.
Yeah, they're like, this motherfucker doesn't have a capture card. We're going to cheat. And he can't do anything about it.
I'll never forgive the Japanese.
17. Sony gave us a look at their new VR controllers for the Ps5 Vr Headset. They look like Oculus VR controllers if Sony designed them, in my mind. They're like, oh, we like those. Let's redesign them. Some highlights. They'll have adaptive triggers like the PS5 controllers, finger sensors to detect where players are placing their thumb, index, and middle fingers to replicate real-world gestures and gesture. Oh, my God. You know what I'm trying to say. Inside-out controller tracking now achieved by the headset, following a ring at the bottom of each controller. They're like giving us like the trickle. I kind of wasn't expecting VR news so close to their whole VR blog post. So now I'm thinking like this fall. But I feel like
a release.
Yes. But at the same time, I'm of two minds on this.
Okay.
They're releasing VR news in a cadence that would make me think that they plan on releasing a headset within either this fall or spring.
Okay.
Following spring. But at the same time, based on how few PS5s we've been getting, and chip shortages and all that good stuff, it's hard for me to believe that
it would actually be that.
Yeah, they could manufacture headsets. But then again, unless they're, small scale.
Yeah. I don't know. So. I still don't think it'll be this year. I almost could see them trying to do it this year and then being like, we're going to do spring next year type of move.
Yeah. I just don't get why they would like. I was assuming we'd get that VR blog that showed nothing, just said, hey, we're working on it, and then we wouldn't see anything again for like a while.
Yeah. I figured if they were gonna, or it'll be, here's a bunch of stuff that we've done, and now here's your quite few month-long drought of just
here's other stuff, or here's nothing.
You now know it exists. Shut up.
Okay.
But that's also not how. That's literally not how this works. It goes, we know this exists. Tell me more about it. Have you made any games yet? Hey, when you're showing all these games out, why isn't there a VR title? You guys said we were working on a VR thing. Hey, have you talked about that VR thing?
How many cables will be wireless?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
As someone we've both listened to, one could even say that controller is the Oculus controller, but even more so.
Okay. Yeah.
You know exactly what I mean. You get it. That is a reference.
I have to look at them again, but I'm slightly concerned about how big they are. Like the bulbousness of them.
They look very large
because
you do
want to put your hands near the headset more often than one would think, especially with the way that they design gestures to like do inventory things or whatever. You are always like swinging your hands and stuff by your head.
Yeah, so just punch yourself in the face with a sword guard and
break a headset or break a hand or break a controller or whatever the case may be.
Break a light.
No one's done that here.
Nope.
Fucking idiots.
Who would do that? What are they, stupid? Yeah, low ceilings? Also, I don't know what the point of that second timer is. I know it's just the autoplay on YouTube, but like, who uses a 220-minute timer?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't like that.
It's such a weird number.
It is very strange. I liked how it turned yellow when it was
It's not even 3.5 hours. Yeah. 3.5 hours would be 210. That's 220.
I love how there's like a YouTube channel that literally is just timers.
Yeah. I wonder if somebody like makes requests and they just throw up a timer because they couldn't ever figure out how to program one really quick. So they just send a request into a message like, "Hey, can you give me a 220-second timer or 220-minute timer?" And they're like, "Oh, okay." Fucking weird.
Okay.
Anyway,
freaks.
It has been 7 days since we've done this last. What's up with you, bruh?
Not much exciting things as far as video games. Haven't really played anything. Just been a lot of like relaxing. I've been doing a few days and been working a little bit more, a couple hours here and there. So that's kind of been slightly more tiring. Let's see here. We started watching Superman and Lois, which is interesting. It's interesting. Not super terrible.
Okay.
So
CW, right?
Yep. The CW app kills me because you have to watch ads. Ugh, soul crushing. I think that's really it. Still doing some anime shows. Yeah. Listen to podcasts, nothing really exciting. You know, John Boy Media, History of Rome as well. Dude, Rome. So nuts. So nuts.
So hot right now, Rome.
Just a bunch of fucking nutcases.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically actually that entire area for roughly, I don't know, 11 centuries.
Just
even removing the Roman Empire from it, it's a fucking psychopathic area.
It's so crazy to me how obvious the lesson is. Like one of the most obvious overarching lessons. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yes.
Just crazy.
Yeah, but like nobody, to this day, no one learns that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. And that's it. I don't know. Don't have any video game plans coming up. Might do the Empire of Sin. Still got Cyberpunk that I keep forgetting exists. Haven't played any more WoW. Probably should do that. Yeah.
I think I found out that until podcasts, I can't ask you what you do during the week. Like, if I see you log on or anything, I just shouldn't message you. Because every time I do, you then stop playing things.
I'm like, fuck, he caught me.
Yeah, like I see you on Cyberpunk. No, you don't. Not anymore. Oh, hey, you playing WoW? Nope, not anymore. Huh, you doing that? Nope.
It's like I am like the definition of Newton's law of motion. So like once I stop, I don't start again.
Yeah. Unless you have a force acted upon you.
Yeah, exactly. So like I don't know. Like I need to schedule things, because if I schedule things out and I start a habit, like
Right.
I'm in.
Yeah.
But if it becomes jumbled for some reason, it's immediately a train wreck. So
I can relate to that. I mean, there is a part of, like, when I hit my days off or something and I go, I have nothing planned.
yeah.
So I'm going to do nothing. YouTube on the couch for 10 hours seems like a good idea.
It's just too easy.
Yeah. But at this point, I'm also like, I'm going to watch videos I've watched over and over and over again for the last 3 years. And I'm going to nap, even though I woke up 2 hours ago. And I'm going to nap some more. Oh, I'm awake. I'm kind of hungry. Maybe I'll grab a little snack, and I'm going to nap again.
I don't get it, because like it is so easy to do that, but then you're like miserable about it.
Yes. Because then I will reach the end of the day where I go, I should do something else. And this entire time, like, no one's been posting, like, not to say posting anything, but like, I've been absent, so no one's hitting my phone up. And that's just typical of like the last 2 years anyway, or minimum. Like, no one's hitting my phone up for doing anything, especially in a COVID situation. But also, like, when's the last time that isn't a Friday that like we've hung out?
Yeah, I mean that's like,
or like we've had Dewey around, or
there's no social life anymore, and
so yeah, I don't have to worry about that. But then I hit like, I don't know, 6 o'clock, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll get dinner. And I just reach a point where 7:30 comes around, and I'm like kind of looking for something to do. Like, is somebody doing anything? They're like, oh no, it turns out they're not. So I'm just gonna go back myself then.
Yeah.
And then about,
I don't know,
2 a.m. happens to roll around, because somehow I get to that point. Still hoping, mind you, that I'm not the one person out of my friend group that's that, quote, young to still be up at that point. No, I am by about 6 hours. So I guess I might as well just go to bed again and do the same thing tomorrow.
I sometimes will make it till like 1 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, I don't usually see 2 a.m. that often. 2 a.m. I only see if I've been like actively doing stuff. Like, if I've been playing WoW with somebody and we've just been running stuff and talking the entire time, we can make it that far. But I mean, I can make it to 4. I have, but usually it's on like sleep troubled nights or something where it's like I just can't sleep for some reason. Yeah. Yeah.
So outside of that, have you been up to anything?
Oh, just, you mean outside of nothing?
Yeah.
WoW and Assassin's Creed.
Good
Assassin's Creed,
Assassin's Creed.
You know, pushing to the end. Hopefully,
yeah.
I mean, I guess not hopefully in the sense of like, I don't know where the end is. Hopefully in like the sense of, hopefully I have it done within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm making pretty decent moving progress.
If you can't
skip
ahead, is that going to be a problem? To where you're just like,
I don't think it'll be a problem. I think I'm going to try to do it, but if I can't do it, that is just going to expedite the amount of fucks I give to a negative number.
Okay.
Because even now, the zone I'm in, I'm unbelievably annoyed by the side character I'm helping.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I could just take back my ability to help him and be like, actually, I'm just going to leave him to deal with his own problems. I'm going to go do with this other thing.
I think a little nugget of hope for you. If I recall, that area had a shorter arc, so I don't think you're stuck with him for too long.
Okay. But yeah, that is going to be the thing that ends up happening is if I can't skip forward, then my amount of caring on the other side areas in order to get to my main quest will be me going as fast as I can to just not pick anything up that I don't have to. I would rather a fight take longer than me have to run around and find a bunch of random things.
Yeah.
So if it just means I have to play a little bit better and fight a little bit better, fine. But it'll at least keep me doing something instead of just wandering around looking for things.
Yeah.
And trying to solve puzzles that I've already spent 30 hours solving. And then WoW. Typical WoW.
When's the next...
Don't know yet.
Are you waiting on the next raid or expansion, or what are we waiting on?
Yes.
Raid?
At the same time. 9.1 will be raid and the content update or whatever.
Content update, yeah.
The patch, first big patch.
So you're not waiting for like another... You're not done with the expansion.
No, that won't happen for like another year and a half.
Okay.
Now it's just waiting for 9.1 to happen, which is Chains of Domination. And then raiding in the meantime, though I might need to take a break here pretty soon from raiding. At least
Palate cleanser of some kind?
At least heroic. Like, I can do normal and deal with people being dog shit, but I can't deal with going on to a harder difficulty with the same people who have already died in normal. And I'm dealing with them dying in heroic. It was one thing, because we killed the entire thing in heroic. So I was like, hey, I talked about it on here. I was like, props to them. I'm pumped. It was a good time. It was a good fun. We're going a second time. I don't want to wipe 15 times on a boss we've already killed. We've already gone over all of this. You should all know what you need to do. And it happened last night, and we got to the one. Let's see, what boss was it? 1, 2, 3. The fourth boss. We killed the fourth boss, and I turned my music on and muted my mic because I was just like, I don't need to be here.
Yeah,
like you should. In my head, for where I think we should be, there should not need to be a single line of communication. Other than obviously people can just like talk and BS, but there should not need to be any raid discussion, like actual like fight discussion, until the 8th boss. By my group at this point. They've all killed it multiple times up until that point at both normal difficulty and harder. They've all gotten to that point, and that 8th boss is the only one that actually has mechanics where it's like, okay, we need to discuss where people are walking to, so that way people don't literally die by walking there. Everything else should be able to be done by people being on mute the entire raid and not saying anything. So now I've just reached the point where I'm just probably going to log in, join the channel, blast my music into my headphones, and just ignore them entirely. Or, what might be better, just not show up. Like, I'm going to do the normal raid and then just take my cleanser of, like, I'm just not going to...
Yeah.
Just give me some time off of I don't need to be here and have to worry about this.
Yeah. There you go. Let some other people deal with it.
Yeah. Like, not even necessarily that, because, like, they've all dealt with it while we've all been there. Nobody new is joining or anything, but...
Yeah.
And not that anything's even my problem, because I literally don't say anything now that we're done. Like, since we've been done after killing Heroic on the full thing 3 weeks ago or whatever it was, 4 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago? Whatever. 3 to 4 weeks ago, whatever it was. After we've done that, I've just, like, basically stopped saying anything in terms of raid, fight discussion. Because, like, I really shouldn't need to. I know some people will fight me on this. And yes, the first time we went back after we only saw the last boss for a month straight, yes, the first time back through, I understand everybody needs a refresher. People have the memory of a goldfish and they don't remember the first fights we were doing. So I get that. But week 2 comes around after we just spent 2 nights in that again. Week 2 is the same thing. We're going to do the exact same thing where we're going back in on a fresh reset. So you're going to see it all again. And I'm just losing my mind watching. I'm spending money to repair that I literally don't need to be wasting, because we should be able to get to boss 8 with at most 5 wipes on 7 bosses total in my head. Is that going to happen? No. But that's like the slight elitism in me coming out, but I have no reason to be elitism. I've never done anything mythic level. I am just in the guild doing what I'm doing. And we are a casual guild. But there is just the point of like my patience. Like, remember how we were talking about weird bodily things? I said this, it sounded weird. We were talking about weird bodily things earlier with like twitches and how we can like sit in certain spots and it like tweaks parts of our back or whatever. And how like stress and anxiety and blood pressure and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like, mine used to be terrible when I was at Target.
Yeah.
Because I'd come home and I would just be through I'd be unbelievably uncontrollable.
Yep.
And that doesn't happen anymore with work or anything, because I just leave. I'm like, all right, whatever work's done.
Yeah.
I leave. I can literally leave it there.
Yeah.
Well, last night, which was raid night, I felt myself tensing and just slowly losing control. And that's when I went immediately. I was like, music, mute my mic, and just ignore everybody else. Do my job and ignore everything else, because if I start having to pay attention to anything else and not just laughing while we're wiping, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah, you play a game to have fun.
I play a game to have fun, but then there's also the point of some people can't have fun and do their job at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's the part where I think I actually get the annoyed part of me comes out. Like, I'd have no problem if we're all just goofing around and we're all killing everything, which is what happens on normal. There's a bunch of goofing around and we can still kill it. The moment we go to heroic, everybody wants to just goof around still, but they're not good enough to goof around and kill it.
Mm-hmm.
But we succeeded and killed it, so it's, whatever.
It's life.
2 more months or 3 more months maybe. I don't know when the 9.1 is coming, but
You can do it all over again.
I'll be entirely okay doing it all over. Like, we won't be doing the same raid. We'll be doing the new raid, but I'm entirely okay progressing the new raid on normal and progressing the entire raid on heroic, all with all the wipes I'm expecting to have happen. There are going to be a ton. I don't even know what the raid's going to look like, but I'm expecting a shit ton of wipes. But I will be there for all of them, and I will not even be mad until about the 20th, probably until about the 10th wipe on a boss, where I'm like, I don't understand how you people aren't understanding mechanics, whatever they may be. It's usually where my breaking point slightly starts, is when we have hit 10 wipes on the boss. If it's an easy thing that's killing people. Like, hey, literally don't stand in that, and you don't die. 3 seconds later, dead. Did you stand in the thing? No? Okay, so I'm going to go check right now. Do you want to answer again if you stood in the thing? Well, okay, you stood in the thing. But, like, I'll be entirely fine doing it then, because I'm expecting us to have all the difficulties and yada, yada, yada. That's just what's going to happen. That's the only way, because we're not even top 1,000 guilds. I don't even know where we probably are. Probably top 50,000. But that's what I would expect. Entire difficulties, I expect us to still be able to kill it. It'll just take however long it takes. It's when we start going back through that all again. Like, I'm ready to do it the first time. Second time. Third time. Fourth time. It gets my ability, my tolerance level. Each time we go back in after we've killed it, goes down a little bit more. So it might be next week if I do it. I just music on the first boss and immediately ignore everybody else again.
It's a strategy.
It's a secret. Can't remember what is that from? Oh, it's from Battle Block Theater. That's what that's from. Anyway, yeah. So that's been the podcast. It turns out we were like an hour and 20.
It's an improvement.
It's an improvement. It's 20 minutes down from last week, so we're getting there. Technically, we were an hour until we had to do the end segment. We were at an hour, then we did the end.
Yeah.
So
I take that as a win.
yeah, there's your, once again, podcast wrap-up background talk because I don't edit this. So see ya in 7 days. Bye-bye.
What's new in podcasting? Here's what we love, courtesy of Acast Recommends.
I love a Lifetime movie. Hey y'all, I'm Naomi Ekperigin.
And I'm her good friend, Megan Gately.
It's true. And we are the hosts of the brand new podcast, I Love a Lifetime Movie, a weekly pod that is as obsessed with Lifetime movies as you are. Yes, you are. Don't pretend you're not, because you are.
Every week, we are going to pick a different Lifetime movie and dissect all the drama, shocking twists, oh boy, are there some, tears, and the trials and tribulations of women that are just on the verge.
Honey, these women are murdering, honey. They're having affairs, honey. And there is a movie called Psycho Granny. Okay, I'm done. Just subscribe. Just subscribe.
Acast Recommends.